Your emotions are not too much, but you do process them like a toddler. Let me explain. Every single adult here was born, right? No one was manufactured? Great. Every single adult that was born was once an infant and a baby. The baby literally knows how to do one thing, which is wah, wah, cry, produce a sound so that it can get nourishment. Usually, as toddlers, is where we learn that fear, anxiety, and emotions are signals that something is wrong with us. And we don't want anything to be wrong with us, so we start to suppress and ignore or make up stories around the way we actually feel, around our anxiety and around our fears. Now, this is so incredibly detrimental for the development of our nervous system because when we're babies, it's like we can't conceptualize giving a fuck. And so we're gonna cry when we need to poop or when our stomach hurts. We're gonna look for that boob to get nourishment in our body. We don't care about the external authority. But when we're toddlers, our parents, everyone around us is trying to like socialize us. And that is a very, very big problem. That's adults holding toddlers to the standards of adults. See how that's a problem? You don't look at a baby and be like, oh, little baby, like you should have a job and a 401k. But people look at toddlers and they're like, oh, you shouldn't cry right now. You shouldn't be emotional about this. You're okay, little buddy. You're oh fucking K. Now, how this relates to you and the story that, oh, I'm too much, and the reality of you're not too much, you just don't process your emotions like an adult, you process them like a toddler, is just like that toddler learns to suppress the tears, don't be afraid, be brave, before they actually have the capacity in the nervous system to be brave. What happens in the toddler brains is they just give up. Okay? When you're thinking that you're processing emotions, you're just giving up. When you go to vent online, you're giving up. When you go to call your friends to vent, instead of like sitting in the crushing pressure and heat or the vacuum of your emotions, like that's you giving up. And there is no one way to process emotions, but giving up is not processing your emotions. And a lot of the examples I just mentioned are considered healthy, but they're not actually healthy because people are not actually swallowing, bringing this energy into their body and cooking it like we were designed to do, like you did when you were a baby, unapologetically. You just sucked everything into your system and your body cooked it for you. Nowadays, people love to process things with their heads, which is why they go to social media, which is why they go to their friends prematurely. Nothing wrong with going to your friends, but going to your friends prematurely, that's like, throwing up and then asking your friends, hey, will you eat this? I don't want to eat it. Someone's got to eat it though. And so here's the answer, because I'm not just going to like leave you hanging. The way to learn how to process your emotions is by, number one, learning how to get the emotions into your body. This means physically strengthening your neck so that your swallow doesn't suck and you're actually able to get the things you're chewing on or the things you see, smell, taste, and hear up and out of your head and drain it into your body. Now, in human design, we have a center called the solar plexus. It's right here, and its purpose is emotional energy and awareness. And you'll notice that it's down here in the body, not up here in the head. Most people attempt to solve or achieve some sort of certainty using the mind, which looks outward into the world. Whereas this is actually physically all up in here. It's called the celiac ganglia, and it's a bundle of nerves, and it like literally touches everything inside you. This is why there's that term, it's a hard pill to swallow. Because when you're swallowing these emotions, you're swallowing the sensation, you're swallowing the situation, you're accepting it, it will sometimes bounce around and your heart or your lungs or your liver or some part of your body is going to be like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? But that is literally how we mature. Okay, stress is how we mature. And you can see the lack of development in society based off the way that we view stress. Oh, we need to lower stress. We need to lower cortisol. No, we need to use that shit. Otherwise, we become a society that is constantly giving up at the first sign of challenge. And like I said, challenge and stress is literally the thing that makes us mature. Look at these little piggies. Look at them. They're just drinking water. After you get this information in your body, what do you need to do with your body? Well, you need to have a relationship with your physical body, one that can pressurize and build heat. If you can't pressurize and build heat, you're kind of like an engine with a leak in one of the cylinders. Like, you're not going to go very far. It might not even start. So from here, you have two options. Number one, you could just try and figure it out on your own like me and my partner Pasha did. Or number two, you could join the archive and you can take our sensory design course. Sensory design is a somatic approach to your human design. Okay, and they're physical exercises that will help you to decondition undefined centers, to amplify your defined centers, ultimately so that you can process your emotions like an adult. You can not only process your emotions, but also fear and anxiety like an adult, and make decisions that are correct for you, like human design promises. See, knowing a bunch of like what all these numbers and stuff mean only gets you so far. That's just this part. All of this down here is what I've been talking about this whole video. So if you want to learn sensory design and actually surrender to your form, embody your human design, feel safe using your strategy and authority regardless of what's going on, if you want to actually process your emotions so that they're not too much for you or for anyone else, come join the archive. Link is in the bio.